Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to the horror bar. So today's video I want to go over every diorama that I made this year. There is two missing at the moment. One of them I made for somebody else, and I sold that piece, which was a Star Wars one because he's a big Star Wars fan. So that one obviously is not here, which I made at the beginning of the year, I think it was. So I do sometimes make dioramas for other people, and then obviously I sell them on. But I only usually I usually do it the ones, or I usually make dioramas and sell on to people that live close in my area, because I don't really want to mess about shipping it off to somewhere else because they could get damaged, and then obviously it's not a payday for me because obviously they can say it's damaged, so they're not paying me. So that's why I don't usually actually advertise on my YouTube channel that I make dioramas. Well, I do tell you that I make dioramas, but I don't advertise that I sell dioramas. But I do actually sell an occasional dioramas what people ask for, but I only usually sell them to people who are in my area, and because it's just easier to get the pieces to them without shipping them or all like that, or boxing them up, because as I said, I don't want them getting damaged when they arrive there. So it'd be too much of an hassle, too much of an headache. It's just easier to sell to people what are in my area who wants a diorama off me. Obviously I don't just make horror, like I said, I do make like other things as well. So yeah, but anyway, get back to the dioramas that I've made. So one of them I made at the beginning of the year was a Star Wars one, so that's obviously not here. I don't know if I've got any pictures. If I've got pictures, I'll put a picture up. And the other diorama is not here, the one, because it's still in the house, but it's put right at the back, because I didn't realise that I made it this year. I thought it was last year I made it, which is a Silent Hill one. But at the moment, I am in the process of making another Silent Hill diorama, which is based off the Silent Hill 2 game. So it's like more of a updated sort of one, if you know what I mean. That's not far off being done. Probably be done beginning of next year, because obviously I'm filming this in December. So yeah, we're just going to go over fairly quickly of the dioramas that are here at the moment. So yeah, it's not going to be a too long of a video, but we'll just go through each one of them, and we'll just talk about it basically. And yeah, and then I'll pick which one is my favourite what I've done this year. Right, so we'll start off with this diorama. This is like the kennel scene of the movie The Thing. Obviously I've got the dog from NECA, and I've also got the guy from NECA, from The Thing as well. I can't remember his name. That's going to do my head in that. Yeah, so I usually have the dog just in that corner. I added the blood effect and everything because that's where the dog actually sits, and I added the blood splatter and everything up the walls. This is all made with foam. The front of it like is just plastic, what's used for like fencing. I've made some boxes as well, because in that scene there's like boxes and stuff around it. So I just made some little extra boxes just to add to it basically. Yeah, it's very big. It's very awkward to display on the shelf because of the size that it is. It's all permanently glued in as well. There's no magnets around. Sometimes I do use magnets, but half the time I don't bother. I prefer just to have it all glued in, and then it's solid basically, and then I can just add the bits of paint and detail to it basically to seal it more. This is just sawdust. Some of it is loose, some of it is glued down in place. But yeah, I think it looks really, really good. It does look very impressive when the actual figures are in there. But it's just very big and very awkward to display. But it needed to be this sort of size because it's obviously it's got the dog in there, and the dog is quite big, and then also it's got the main character in there as well. And again, I can't remember his name, and it's doing my head in. What was his name? McCreed. That's it, McCreed. So I usually have McCreed just stood here with a flamethrower. That's how I usually display it on the shelf. So yeah, that is one of my dioramas. That was made early in the year, I think, beginning of this year. So yeah, that's one of them. So we'll get on to the next one now. So the next one I made is the like bar scene from Gremlins, because I've already got 3 Gremlins. So I wanted to make a little diorama for it, but it ended up being quite a big diorama because obviously I wanted to fit 3 Gremlins in there. So it's a decent size again. Difficult to split again. I keep making them too big, my dioramas. I just can't make small ones. It's just actually impossible for me. I've tried, and they always end up being quite big. But they need to be a decent size anyway, because obviously a lot of the NECA figures are a decent size, aren't they? So they need to sort of fit good in the dioramas. There's a different version of this what I made. I haven't got it at the moment. It's actually put away, but you can actually remove this jukebox, and then I had like a pole there, so you could have like a lap dancing pole, whatever it is called, pole dancing. I added that because I thought it'd be funny, because obviously one of the gremlins that I've got is the female one, so sometimes I have it displayed, so she's on like the pole dance, and then obviously I have like say a gremlin sat here and then one behind the bar. This is just made with foam again. I think it turned out looking good. I'm not too sure about the bar. This was the first time I made an actual bar and everything, so I think it turned out okay, but I don't know, I'm not that keen on it. I think it's just the colours of the paint that I use, but I was just trying to think of a colour of an actual bar. I think it's pretty close to the colour. It's just I don't know, there's just something off on it for me personally. The wall came out absolutely fantastic, and then I added some little like pictures and everything on the wall. Obviously I added some like little Christmas lights and just around the bar as well, and then I just basically added different colour of this is just all like bits of paper. I've glued some of it down, and then I just cut it all up basically, and then just use it so it looks like them like party poppers basically, so it's like chaos going on. And obviously when I've got this on display, there's like stuff all over the bar. There's like, because you get a lot of accessories with the Gremlins figures from NECA, so a lot of the accessories are usually scattered on the bar and everything, so it's not like playing around. It does look better than it does right now, but obviously once the characters are in there, it does look really, really good. So yeah, obviously there's nothing going on the back again, and you can see the sides, but yeah, I think it did turn out good. I do like it. It does fit, especially with when the gremlins are in there. It's just the bar itself and the stalls as well, I'm not really that keen on, but yeah, it does the job. The floor and everything came out looking all right, the wooden floor, and that looks pretty good. But I think the wall came out the best. Took a lot of paint on that wall basically, took my time with it, did a lot of weathering to it and everything, try and make it look as realistic as possible. I think that's what's throwing the bar, you know. I think because that wall looks pretty realistic and the bar does not, I think that's what throws it. But yeah, so that is the Gremlins diorama, so we'll get on to the next one. So the next one is the Puppet Master diorama. I wanted to make a diorama for these Puppet Masters for a while, because they're so small, the figures, they sort of don't get looked at enough. That's why I wanted to make a diorama for them. So I made this one. It has broke apart though. The hinges have come off from putting this away. They just need gluing back on, but this is what usually happens quite a lot when I'm putting these dioramas away. They can get a bit damaged. I usually end up going back and fixing them though, so it's not usually a big deal. But yeah, I tried to go off the actual pictures, off the movie and everything, of this like suitcase where they keeps all the puppets. So this is all made with foam again. Obviously I added the curtains as material, the back of it is material as well. This bit here I just added to it. This was actually off the box, the NECA box, so I took one of them off. Also this bit here as well, the two faces, I took them off the NECA box as well. But this turned out awesome. I took them off as well, off the NECA box. I did actually make some of these handles and everything, but I just didn't like the look of them. So this turned out really, really good though. I did the sides as well. I did the top. I just didn't do anything to the back, but I did add a bit of details to the sides and everything. So when I first made this, obviously NECA didn't really announce that they was going to be bringing their version out of this like little suitcase. I had a feeling that they probably would. I just wasn't 100% sure, because I knew they was going to end up releasing the other Puppet Master figure, which is the woman. But I didn't know what they was going to add I thought they was going to add the woman and then maybe another character, but I just couldn't think what character because there's that many Puppet Master movies. But they decided to obviously release her as well as this display. Their display, what they're releasing though, is smaller than this one. This one is bigger than they're releasing because with this one I made it slightly a bigger size anyway, because obviously it's got to hold all the puppets in there basically, and I think it does. One of them usually ends up standing, the one with the big fist with the little like peanut head. I don't know what it's called. I usually just have him standing here, but all of them fit in here. When I get the woman, she'll fit in there as well. It just means that I'll have the actual NECA case as well as my own, what I've made. I'll probably, obviously, when I get that, I will be doing a review on everything, and then I'll compare the both, because obviously the NECA one is going to look better than this one. But personally, I do really like this one, so when I do get it, I probably won't be displaying the actual NECA one. I'll probably end up just displaying this one. So I don't know, I might actually even sell that one. Obviously I won't be selling the woman because I need her, but I might actually sell the NECA one. Because with me building my own, I'd rather keep my own. But I don't know yet. Anyway, we'll see what next year brings, because it's not coming out until like the middle of next year practically. But yeah, this is the Puppet Master diorama, and as I said, I think it turned out awesome, this one. I really do like this one. So yeah, we'll get on to the next one. So now we are on to the Candyman one. So I wanted to make a diorama for the Candyman figure because I was super impressed with the NECA Candyman figure. I think it's absolutely awesome. The head sculpt is fantastic on it, with the beads coming out its mouth. The clothing as well is brilliant on it. Absolutely love that one, and I really wanted to make a diorama for it. I was struggling for a while what kind of diorama to make for it. Originally I was going to go for making that one with the, if I find an image of it, I'll put it up on the video, but it's the one where the image of it's his face on the wall, but the mouth smashed in and she's like walking through his mouth. That was the diorama I was actually going to make. But I was struggling to find the images, because what I was going to do was actually find the image of that picture and obviously print it out and then use that onto the diorama. But I was just struggling finding a decent image of it. So I ended up going for like a bathroom scene, because when I think of Candyman, I do think of quite a lot of the bathroom scene really, because it's pretty dark in it and creepy, and yeah, just a bit off-putting. So yeah, that's what I went for basically. And obviously this is all made with the foam again. I put a bit of writing on the side of it as well, and added a bit of writing on the front of the actual toilet and the walls. Added a mirror as well, which is real glass basically, and just smashed it and added broken pieces. Obviously added the sink. The sink's obviously been smashed off as well, so I wanted it to look a bit damaged, to make it look a bit more creepier, and add the piping and everything. So this is quite big really. I mean, in theory, if I was ever going to go back and make this, I'll change this bit out. I'd make it probably thinner because it's a bit too chunky. The pipes are very chunky as well. I'll probably make them thinner. This is a bit chunky as well, so I'd make that thinner. The taps don't look fantastic, so I'll change that out as well. The wall looks okay. It does look like tiles to me, and obviously the different colours and everything in there. The flooring as well came out absolutely fantastic. Looks like real flooring to me. Added a bit of blood splatter and everything. So yeah, if I was going to go back and do this, I'll probably change a couple of little things out just to make them a bit less chunkier. Probably especially this bit and that, the sink. But for now, it does look really good. So yeah, it does look good when he's actually standing in there. You can see there's nothing going on at the back. This is not too big. It's a decent size for the actual figure itself, so it's not too big, this one. I usually just have him standing here, so he's just like basically in the middle of the diorama with the suite to the suite just behind him. But yeah, I think it turned up looking good. So this is the Candyman diorama. Right, so we have got the Resident Evil diorama. This is absolutely fantastic. I love this one. It's one of my favourites. It's a bit of a spoiler that really, because I was going to say which one is my favourite. This is my favourite. So There's no need to get them all back in and say which one is my favourite. This one is my favourite. I love this one so much. I think it's because it's such an iconic game to me when I was growing up playing this Resident Evil. One of the first games I ever played on the PlayStation 1, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely fell in love with Resident Evil. They sort of lost me so far in the numbers and everything, but they've sort of got back to form, haven't they? Remastering some of them, and some of the newer ones are pretty good. But you can't beat the actual classic Resident Evil. I absolutely loved making this one. I really did love making it. I really want to actually extend this one. I wanted to make another scene from Resident Evil 1, which is the dog scene when the dogs jump through the window and when she's walking down that like long corridor. I'm going to probably make that, and I'm going to have it so I can have it sort of like attached to here, so it's like an extended sort of scene. I think it looked really, really good. But this is just all made with foam again. Apart from the flooring is actually made of wood, and that took absolutely ages to do. Sticking each piece down and obviously cutting it and then painting it multiple colours, which looks absolutely fantastic in the end though. There's a little rug I had to order off eBay. I made the chairs and everything. I just printed images offline, stuck them down. Same for the actual picture in the background. This was ordered off eBay as well. The little light. It's got a little mirror in there as well. I mean, there's a lot of detail in there. You're just going to try and get in there basically. You got the window as well, like the moon at the window. You got little like plants in the corner. Yeah, you got to see this in person because it's not massive, this one. This is a really good size diorama. I just don't have any Resident Evil figures. If I got a Resident Evil figure, it needs to be probably about Mezco size because it's not too big. So the ceiling's quite low on it. But yeah, I painted the ceiling and everything. I mean, there's so much detail in there and weathering and everything. But this is absolutely one of my favourites. It's the best diorama I've made this year. Absolutely love it. So yeah, so that is the Resident Evil 1 diorama. So I've got one more diorama to show you, and it's the last one that I made this year. As I said, I am making another one at the moment, but it won't be finished this year, probably next year when I finish it. And it is the Resident Evil 2 one, so I'll bring that in now. So this is the Resident Evil 2 diorama. Obviously, after making the Resident Evil 1 diorama, I wanted to make a Resident Evil 2 one. I'm not going to make a Resident Evil 3 one because there's no point, because actually this police station is actually in the third one as well, so I could class this as the third one as well. So there's no point making a third one. I don't think I'll bother making a fourth one or the fifth or whatever, how many there is. I think that'll be it. Like I said, if I'm going to do another Resident Evil diorama, it's going to be Resident Evil 1, just a little extra scene with that one. And this one turned out good. I'm starting to like it more. When I first made this, I did not love it at all. I was pretty frustrated with it, making this. It took me a long time to make it. I got really fed up of doing it, basically, when I got so far with it, because I just wasn't happy with it. It's quite big as well. You can see the size difference. It's quite tall. But I persevered with it. I got there in the end, and at the moment, yeah, I'm starting to like it more. More I look at it, the more I'm liking it. But originally, I did not like it. I didn't like how it turned out. The lights are a bit small. These was ordered off eBay. I mean, they should have been about this bit much taller. So I might try and reorder some more and then redo these lights because they're too small, really. It sort of bugs me. Made some like little bullets and everything, which they turned out really good. So again, this is all just made with foam. There's got some plastic in there for like the actual like little, like, I don't know what you call it, but that's actually in the scene in the game. And there's bits of rubbish in that as well. I just added to it. So yeah, and the flooring as well looks pretty good. So I tried to go obviously as accurate as possible in the look and the colours, the original first one, or second one game I mean. I did want to change it up though. I did want it to add, I still might do this, but I might actually use magnets so I can swap it out. I might actually add some wood to the windows so it looks like it's boarded up as well. I think that might look pretty cool. So it looks like it's been boarded up and abandoned. So I might do that in the future and just add some magnets to the back of them, so obviously I can just leave it like this or just board it up, so different look to it. But yeah, it turned out looking good, like I said, but I just wasn't sure at the beginning. But the more I look at it, the more I love it, especially the fact that obviously you've got Resident Evil 1 and then you've got Resident Evil 2. I think they both look good together. This one's slightly taller as well, like I said, so I could get a Resident Evil figure. I've looked on eBay, they're really expensive. I mean, for the size they are as well, I think they're about 6 inches, so I think it might work in this one, but it won't work in that one. That's where I'd have to be a Mezco size. A Mezco size would probably work even better actually in this sort of setting. But yeah, I might get some Resident Evil figures in the future down the line. I could do with some, like I said, because I am a big fan of Resident Evil. But yeah, this is the final diorama for 2024. And my favourite one for 2024 is this one, the Resident Evil 1 diorama. So I know the video has gone on way too long. I did say it was going to be short, but you know me. Every time I say it's going to be a quick video, it ends up being way too long. But hopefully you've liked this video. Hit the thumbs up for us, please. Subscribe for me if you're not subscribed. I have got figures coming up what I'm going to be doing reviews on. I'm just waiting to get Christmas out of the way. I've got like 1, 2, 3, probably got about 4 things to review. So they will be coming to the channel. The new figures as well just come out. Just bear with me. They will be coming to the channel. I'm going to be doing my top 10 what I want in my collection as well. We're going to look back as well. It's not going to be a long one, that one. I'll probably put that within the top 10 what I want in my collection. I'm going to obviously go over quickly the things that I put in my top 10 that I wanted for this year, what I didn't end up getting, which was quite a lot of stuff, but it happens every single year. I do a top 10. I try to stick to the stuff that I want, and then I end up going off it and then end up getting something else because something else comes out and I like the look of it. So probably the same case for again next year, but we're going to do a video anyway. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.